morning and welcome to the Morning Blessings. I am Tessa-Marie. How are you doing today? Today is Friday, the 18th of October 2024. Friday. Everybody go, thank God it's Friday. Time for us to go do nothing, sleep in tomorrow, enjoy the day, and it's going to be warmer tomorrow. So, how are you doing? Today, let us see what we can come up with. Good morning, nephew. You are number one. You just won the amazing race. Good morning. So how are you feeling today? It is 8 o'clock and you are number one. So I'm starting with you. The weather in London must be good. Tomorrow is going to be 20. They say, hello, Yuko. Oh, Yuko is early this morning. What happened? Did Buddy take a nap and you didn't have to take him out? Oh, that's amazing. How are you feeling this morning, Yuko? It's lovely to see you here. And so early. Good morning, Colleen. How are you? We'll talk to you later today. How are you doing, everybody? How are you feeling? It is 8 o'clock and our topic is beautiful morning. I know, eh? The moon is just amazing early in the morning. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. How are you feeling today? It is, I love my long, look at this, my sweater, right, guys? It's just long sleeve. I love it. It's so comfortable. Colleen, I'm sure you know those. Anyway, just a little white thing there. I don't know. We'll check that out later. Or maybe it's on the screen. Anyway, let's get, you look stunning. Thank you. So do you. I can see you from here. My topic, do not be afraid. We could sing it because we have it, but I can't sing it. You would run if I started singing for the wild dogs would be after you. How it is again? Lisa knows it. I forgot how it goes. I go before you always. Come follow me. Loretta, that's your song. That is do not be afraid. I go before you always. Come follow me. The morning blessings. Do not be afraid. Why would I choose that? I don't know. It comes, I go with it. So we know we should not be afraid. Especially, hi Peter, good morning. How are you feeling today? Especially, we should not be afraid of what we do not know. Auntie Dawn, I call Auntie Dawn because Gavin is on there. My sister has to deal with that. Not she being afraid, but she was talking to me about a situation and she said, you know, this particular human being does not, if she doesn't know it, then it doesn't exist. And she's just laden with fear. So she sees fear in everything that human being tell her, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you should do this. And it's all fearful. And she said, I am so not accustomed of being afraid of just being in the moment or being where I am or doing what I choose to do. And this person is just preaching Paul in my ear about where I should go, what I should do, what I should wear. That was the most stunning one. So she doesn't understand. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you feeling this morning? So this human being, my sister said, it's very close. She does not believe that if she doesn't know it, it doesn't exist. Thank you, Kimberly. Same to you, my sweet. The thing about it is that Dawn is wearing one of those expensive jeans with holes in it. So she goes to the city with it. Hi, Nancy, how are you feeling today? And somebody said to her, came to her spot, talked with her, and she said, you could feel when somebody has something to say to you. She said, you ever got into that space? And I said, yeah, of course. She said, well, I finally said, what did you come for? Okay. And they said, we want to tell you, when you go into the city, do not wear those jeans with the holes on it. It makes you look like you're poor, that you cannot afford to have to wear proper jeans. So to afford decent jeans. So you know that, right? So of course, Dawn is from New York. And then she goes, but those jeans cost me like $200. They're supposed to be like this. Anyway, it makes you look poor and you're not poor, and we would prefer if you do not wear it. So she try to explain to them. But they didn't know. So they look at her and they're afraid of the impression she is giving out, which maybe they believe will affect them in their wealth, because it's relatives. You look poor in those jeans because they have holes in them. She said, I paid for those holes. And how much she paid for it. So she said, I notice if they do not understand something or they do not know something, they are very, gives me another reason why I wouldn't visit this person. I'm sure you know who. And anyway, so there she was. And she said, I didn't know what to do. And then she looked at them and she said, what would Tessa-Marie do? What would she do? And she said, she said, because I told that to somebody once in her presence. I said, you do not like to see what I'm wearing or what I'm doing. I implore you, just shut your eye and plug your ear. But be careful, though, that you do not walk into me. So she said, next time when you see me wearing, I know, it's putting me out. Instagram has a relationship with women that's not friendly. So just ignore it. It's chauvinistic. But keep pushing because you'll get there. Kia had that yesterday, remember? So she said, when you see me wearing that, close your eye. And be careful, though, if you happen to be driving, that you don't end up in an accident. So that's what she did. So what I'm saying is that do not be afraid of the unknown. You do not know it. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You do not know it. Do not make a comment or make an assumption or have an opinion about what you do not know. Ask a question. Where did you get those jeans? How come they have holes? Are they're purposely? Because it makes you look poor. It's not a question. Somebody walked up to somebody that I know, and the person's husband had a heart attack or something, so they had to change the diet. In the process, the wife also lost weight. Instead of saying, oh, you look amazing, the person asked them asked the wife, are you sick? So you see, that is what fear does to people. You do not know. If somebody treats you like that, it's not that they're bold, they're afraid. They are afraid of what they cannot understand. And yet, a lot of these people have the Bible under their armpit so tight that they perspire right through the pages of the Bible. And in it tells you, do not be afraid. There is nothing to fear. They have all sorts of acronyms about the word fear. But we fear what we do not understand. We fear what we do not know. We fear something that is foreign to us. Yeah, upgrade, so it has been wonky. Okay, here you go, Nancy. Kimberly gave you the answer. So they fear the things that they don't understand. People fear people. They are afraid of people. And because they don't know them. Because they don't look like them. Because they don't speak like them. Because of so many things, they don't live the same way. They weren't raised, they fear. People are afraid of other cultures. Yet there is so much to learn in cultures, which is funny though. When we were in India, my friend and I, we came across one of the our guides, and he was talking to me, and he said, "You're going to laugh." And I said, "Why?" He said, "My aunt told me I should, if I have no money." And he said, I asked her why. She said, "Well, you're wearing short pants. Why can't you afford to buy a long pair of pants?" He said, "I am on guiding people in this hot place." And right away, she assumed, because she didn't know, right? She doesn't know. She's afraid that her nephew is poor, like my sister was told. So when we do not understand something, why is it we form this horrible opinion? Yuko almost got run over by a cat. No, Yuko is not more than 5'2". But during COVID, somebody assumed Yuko was from China and decided the best way to to get rid of COVID is to crush her with a grocery cart. You see, fear. We are afraid of what we do not know. And we have to stop being fearful because fear keeps us frozen. Have you ever come to the conclusion when you are fearful that you just stand there frozen? In some cases, you cannot breathe. You cannot move. And you're in the middle of fear and no fear. And you stand there. And because we are fearful, we miss the opportunities that the universe, God, or opportunities that we ourselves create. And when it comes, we're so afraid, oh no, that couldn't be for me, oh no. And yes, it is for you. Because you asked for it. Good morning, Rosalind. How are you feeling this morning? So we need to learn to not be afraid. Fear paralyzes, it does. And when fear comes knocking on your dream, goals, and desires, it gives you doubts. Oh, because you have been working hard on losing the weight, and then you had an ice cream cone or you had a glass of wine with a friend and you are going to burn calories. Oh, that is what it does. Fear makes you stop functioning at your maximum. It keeps you safe and it keeps you within the rules. Hey, rules are meant to keep you mediocre. Good morning, sister. I was talking all about you. Rules that we have to follow that are fearful. Don't do that, you'll break. It's to keep us mediocre. It's to keep us from not achieving the highest. Rules that is constantly being kept is what keeps you from getting to be your best. We need to break the rules. Thank you. Absolutely wonderful. We need to break rules. Because when you are fearful, you're staying in the rules, right? You're staying there. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to do this. Every now and again, move away from fear and step into the unknown and feel the energy. Feel the vibration. Feel the heartbeat. Feel something. You know, many people cannot stand to be alone. They're afraid to be alone. Why are we afraid to be alone? Yet it's in being alone we develop and get to the highest level we can possibly go. It's being alone we get to know the real us. When we are constantly bombarded with energies that do not belong to us, we are not going to be the true us. People tell me, Tessa-Marie, I don't know how you do it. How can you live alone? I came alone. We all came alone. And we have to learn to allow people to do their own thing. We should not be taking our fear of being alive and pour it on somebody and say, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't drive like that. Don't walk like that. Don't do this. Don't eat that. Don't. All these don'ts. When my kids were younger and they came from school, the first hour they came home, they were allowed to do anything they desired to do for 1 hour. And that didn't mean homework. They had their snack, they behaved badly, they jumped over here, they did that, they did whatever. Because I knew all day long they were kept within the rules. And then for them to come home again and you foster some more rules on them, when are they going to find who they truly are? When? So we take our fear of being alive and we cripple people with it. We constantly use the word no. Think about it. All we heard growing up is what we cannot do. No, don't do that. Oh, but in our house was a little different. We were told to be wild, so whatever, take chances. But in some households, no is the most common word. And when people keep saying that word no to somebody that is coming as high as to a grasshopper, to the knee, What do you expect them to do when they become an adult? And then you are sitting there saying, but you just cannot say no. No, I can't say no. Nobody told me to say no. They don't remember that though. Let people take their chances as you are allowed to take your chances. I used to laugh at Brian. He told them once, you guys thought we were 15. We woke up one morning, we were never 15, and we woke up one morning and there we were with 3 kids at the door. He said, the rules you guys are breaking, they created them because of people like me. But at least he knew they were breaking the rules. And in some cases, he encouraged them to just go a little further, push a little harder. We have to stop being afraid of our own shadow. Our thoughts are really our shadow. You want to do something. You want to dress a certain way, but you are thinking of what somebody else will say. Who gave a you know what about what they'll say? Why? Why are we so afraid of the opinions and of others? Why? I have to do this because I don't want the neighbor to see my dirty shed. Who cares whether the neighbor sees an untidy shed? Who cares? You think they see your shed? I don't care. Because if they want to see what is not there, they will make it up. And what you have to remember, it's not going to affect you. Why do you always dress up? Because I love to. So, should I wake up one day and just, I don't even know what I would put on? I can't think of anything that is disgusting. What would I do? If I did that, I wouldn't be me. And I'm afraid of what my neighbor, my friend, my family will say. Do you always have to be like this? I rather my nephew, Jermaine, calls me Miss Wonderful than anything else. That's how he refers to me. Because when they ask, how are you feeling? I am wonderful. And then I threw in absolutely wonderful behind it. So welcome to the Morning Blessings. Whoever Marihan. Enjoy the day. So the thing about it is I am absolutely wonderful. And you mightn't like it because when I say it, I've had people say, what is so wonderful about it? About you. So because of that, you are afraid to speak. You are afraid to show up for yourself. You're afraid to do what you desire to do. Dawn said something a while ago. Look at it. Because of that, you are afraid of what somebody else is going to say. So guess what you're going to do? You're not going to do it. And then who is unhappy? I wish Loretta could sing that song. Do not be afraid. I go before you always. That's what they have in a hymn. And they're talking about God. So if God is before me, man, I'm not tripping. I am following this. If the universe is my guide, I am hooking onto the universe because I will know exactly like the animals. When a storm is coming, you don't see them. Do you know the last complete eclipse we had in the city? I live in a forest, literally. There are houses all around, but we have so much forest in our area, right? All around us. That day, early, very early, before the lunar eclipse and the sun were having their dance, we couldn't find a squirrel, not one squirrel, not one bird. It was in the summer. When we went outside, we took a Kylie so she could see it. If her glasses gone, she goes, oh, this is scary. Nothing is moving. And she was just barely 5. And it did. It's almost like it stopped. So, but the animals, when they had the tsunami in Japan in 2004, the animals left. They followed the universe. They did not stay. So the universe and God will tell you when to go, when not to go. Whichever one you believe in, I do not care. You do not even have to believe in. Just believe in you knowing that you're not afraid. Somehow you'll be protected. Jump and a net will appear. They keep telling us that. Take a chance. The teacher will show up. The teacher shows up, but you're so fearful of your own thoughts, you do not even believe it is the right thought. And I experience that. Sometimes the information that will be downloaded to me when I'm in meditation is so strong for me that I go, oh, really, Tessa-Marie, stop imagining. That is fear speaking. That is when I open the door and I allow fear to come in. If you believe and you have a goal, dream, or desire, and it just happened that it is so big and audacious and you cannot contain it, do not be afraid. If you can dream it, you can have it. If you can create it, you can have it. And another thing too, when you have received the answer to your prayer and you get your dream, goal, or desire, do not walk away from it because now you are satisfied with it and you give up. It will be taken away from you because it will die. I don't mean somebody will take it, but you must feed it. You feed where you are in your life. Hey, you want it to be debt-free. You know you're debt-free. Celebrate it with a smile. Oh, I am so happy and grateful I am debt-free. I am so happy and grateful I retire where I desire to be retired. And that will happen when something fearful is coming at you. So you are being fearful because something, hello Nancy Jury, oh my God, this is so amazing and wonderful. You guys, this lady and I, oh my God, and the dog. Nancy, I can't believe you're here, but thank you for coming. Nancy is a very old neighbor of mine. She moved downtown because she's a downtown girl and her husband, Fred. And she lived on our street. It was magnificent to see her. We went walking in for hours and hours. We walked in snowstorm, in rainstorms, and our husbands had to come looking for us. Anyway, so when you have your dream, goals, and desires, and you have attained that dream, and when you get to it, this is when you need to hug it. That doesn't mean challenges of life will not come at you. That doesn't mean. But in the middle of the challenge, you have to stop and say to yourself, this is what I wanted. I have what I desired. And that is what that has to keep you in foundation mode, that you hold on to this. Your dream, hi Peter, nice for hanging around that long. It's nighttime in Malaysia. Thank you, Peter, I appreciate that. So you have to remember, you wanted it. You're on the verge of getting it. There is going to make something that's going to make you afraid. Is it really? Do you really want it? That is fair. Do not be afraid. If you can dream it, you can have it. And the other part of it is do not believe it's going to be taken away from you, because what you think is what you get. If you believe it, then you will have it. It is so funny that we believe the negative and we have such a hard time believing the positive aspects of just being the person we were meant to be. You are now retired, and you retire where you want to be. But then, hi Aman, how are you feeling? How is the weather in India? And now that a little challenge, something happened. Oh, I'm not sure I made the right decision. That is fair. You did make the right decision. Remember the days of yearning and yearning to be there. Now you are there. Find that thing that wanted to be there and hold on to it for dear life. Breathe strength into it. And just say, you know what? It is as it is. We cannot change the is because it is as it is. But we can change how we think about it, how we manage it. It's all our thought. The same thought. When you send that bucket of negativity at somebody that you, for no reason, just because there is something about them you do not like and you made all your assumptions, you have all your opinions, and now you are living the dream of what you wanted for them. Did you remember that? Our thoughts are our destiny. Our words are the prophecies of our life. What we do and what we create with those two things is what we receive. It cannot affect another human being, whether you like them or not. You might as well see something good rather than to be afraid of them because of the color of their skin, because of their accent, because of where they worship, because of where they come from. Accept them. And do not be afraid. You do not have to go sleep in their bed. You do not have to move into their house, but you can wave. That smile you have, when last you used it? Or were you afraid of that person that was wearing a hijab? And if you take away the hijab and you take away the clothes, it's the same person. Do not be afraid of what you do not understand. When you are on this journey called life, you're going to meet all sorts of experiences and flavors and tastes. And the more of those you go into and enjoy, the happier if you're seeking happiness. But if you do it really good, listen to the word enjoy. The more you enjoy, the more joy you have. When you have joy, as I've always said, happiness is a moment in time. That's all it is. It is fleeting. It cannot be replicated. It is gone. But joy, when joy flows through you, you're not afraid of anything, including your shadow, including what people think of you, including you are so scared that you make assumptions that, hey, Dawn is wearing jeans with holes because people will think you're poor. That is an assumption because you do not know that those jeans cost $200 just because they have holes in them. Fear make people make assumptions and have opinions. Fear, hello Azim, how is the weather in India? How are you feeling? Fear makes people believe, hey, that is why I do not know them. You use word to describe them. Oh, they're dirty. Black doesn't rub off. The color of my skin doesn't rub off. The color of yours does not go away. Me standing in front of you cannot dim your light. Do not be afraid. Just take what comes. This is a journey. And on the journey called life, if you do not experience flavors, then you will not know the true meaning of being on this earth. You are so afraid to do things and to get involved with others that when you die and you get to where you believe you're going to get to, your box is wrapped. Think of it. Every day there are millions of people leaving their boxes, there are millions of boxes unopened because they are afraid. The man got to heaven and St. Peter said to him, you know, come on, just stand there. And then St. Peter noticed he's looking at this room over there, loaded with boxes, wrapped in white, shiny, thick bridal paper with a royal blue ribbon tying them, all sizes, from 1 inch to as big as they can. And St. Peter said, do not enter the room. But he couldn't wait. He had to enter the room. He looks, he goes in, then he's coming out. St. Peter is looking at him, his shoulders down. And he said, why are my names on all those boxes? St. Peter said, these were the opportunities you had a chance to take when you were alive, and you were too afraid to open the boxes. Well, can I go back? No, you can't. They're going to somebody else. You know John down the street who is always assisting somebody, waving and saying hello? Guess what? There he is now. You know John, the one you criticized and said he's lazy. Why is he sitting around? Why this, why that? You know this one, why is he always talking to the neighbors? You know John, that John. Guess what? It's his turn to open those boxes. Remember you didn't like him? So this is what fear does to you. You come to the end of the journey. And as I said, I think I've been using that all week. As I've said, the songwriter said, regret is etched on my brow, and I can do nothing about it now. So you come to the end of the journey. When Brian said to me, you just walked with Nancy, now you're walking with this one. And I said, yeah, because I don't know the day that I will want to walk and I can't walk. That was a box. That was a box. I had to go because I had to do this. If I didn't go, I would be fearful of what? Because today, there is no Nancy, there is no this one, the people keep moving. When I walk alone. And when I walk, I don't walk as far because I'm walking alone. So even to the point when he looked at, it was Elliot the dog and Nancy and I walking, he said, Elliot is losing weight. I don't know about the two of you. It was just so funny. But we didn't stop. And that is why, as I said, when somebody shows up, there is a reason. So what you must remember is that fear that crippled you, that you end the journey and you're sitting in a room and your only companion is your regret. And as I said, the person who did not take the chances that were put in front of them, when they are, what Loretta will correct me, or maybe Rosalind, l'histoire, Loretta, is a story. When they're telling you the story of their life and what they went to, you think it is. What they went through or what they didn't or didn't do, they'll tell you. They fold, they become half their size. Observe it. They cross their legs at their knee. If one is dangling, their head is slopey, and they're telling you of all the chances they did not take, all the regrets they have, all the things they said they couldn't take back because they were so afraid. And if you look into their eye, it almost looks like they're back there when it happened. They're not even in the moment. They're not even there with you. They're trying their best to take you, to relieve it with them, and you are only one of the many more people that they plant that seed of fear in. Maybe, just maybe, if you are that person, and somebody is considering taking an opportunity and they do not know what to do, tell them to jump in because a net will appear. Go. At least if you fail, you will fail knowing you have tried. This is what Rudyard Kipling said to his son. You will know that you will not stand amongst those who were too timid to try. You will stand amongst those who tried but failed. And now you know what you can do next time if you go after it. And have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. It is Friday, and I'm sure you'll be sleeping in. But today, remember, if there is something you plan to do this weekend, and you're a little bit afraid about doing it, remember that. Do not be afraid. The universe goes before you. God goes before you. And if you're walking in those 2 footsteps, hey man, you've got this. So the richest place in the world is the cemetery. I know, eh? That's where all the dreams goes to die. Beautiful family, hello, Aman. Don said something. Yes, and you will learn more about yourself and lesson to teach others. That's what Kimberly's a teacher. Trying to do one thing every day that scares me. Oh, I love that, Don. This is amazing. Good morning, everybody. It is, you know. They're doing upgrades. We have to check that. So anyway, guys, it has been a pleasure having you this morning and all this wonderful, and Peter and all of you guys. Let's see who's still hanging with us. Sometimes Instagram doesn't tell me who's watching. Hi, Nancy and Kimberly and Aman and Yuko, Peter. Hi, Peter. I'm so impressed you're still there. Lisa, Colleen, Don, and my nephew, Loretta and Rosalind. Thank you so much for joining today, guys. Have a great weekend. And this weekend at 9:30 on Sunday is the Sunday Self-Care Show. And it's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. This show, and then we do not have one in 2 weeks. We have one on the 17th of November because Yoko's son is getting married on the weekend. And we thought we would just give you a great opportunity to express some things with us. So join us at 9:30 grab your coffee, take a seat, and come to get something on self-care, because we have been doing self-care for more than 4.5 years now. So it's fun, and there's some followers that just keep coming and stay for that, and others drop by and they come for a second. But wherever you are, if you can drop by, you'll be happy. So have a great day. I'm going to do some stuff today, creating and relaxing. It's Friday. Have a wonderful day. Love you. See you at the other side of time. I'll appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to just press that button. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.